Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Airgun Guys. My name is Rickeutsler. We have Travis. He's really here this time. This
I'm
is
back.
not this is not some figment of our imagination. Travis is actually here with us. Hello, Travis. How are you doing?
Hey Rick, I'm doing good, buddy. It's been a long, busy month. But yeah, I'm back, man. I'm glad to be back, and I'll be back from now on.
Good.
Yeah.
I know you had some stuff kind of giving you fit last time, and vehicle fun you were having and all kinds of things. So
Yeah, the last one I could have been there, but by the time I got back with the car and and things breaking down and
Yeah.
I was in no mood to be in front of the public.
no problem. We get it, and we probably appreciate that.
Yeah.
So we're going to be hitting some cool topics today. We'll see. You're still playing with your camera. You got to get some more front lighting. You got to.
I know. I was trying to figure that out. It's like I need to lean way back.
Yeah, I think it's just so bright behind you.
Yeah. Let me turn it back on.
Yeah, I think it was better.
Yeah, I think there we go.
Yeah, I think it's better. Yeah, that's better.
Yeah, it's better than setting it in the dark.
You got all that white behind you, which is.
I know. You know what? I know. Here, I'm going to fix all of it.
All right, he's going to fix it. Drum roll here. Yeah, Joshua Travis does drive a Ford.
There.
How about that later?
That's got to be better.
It is a little bit better. Yeah,
Yeah.
It was better.
Yeah, I feel good about it.
So we got Daniel with us and Joshua with us. Hey, guys.
Hey, guys.
We're going to be talking about some stuff today. I want to talk a little bit about Evanix guns, frankly, because I've still got a bunch at the pro shop, and they're great guns. And I've been, frankly, lax on doing my marketing and video work. I've been focused on so many other things. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that tonight. I also want to talk a little bit about the Gauntlet 2 Avenger rivalry, we'll call it. I think it's a friendly rivalry because they're
I'd call it that.
Really, really good guns. Your mic got really loud, so I don't know if it somehow switched to a different mic or what it did, but there you go. And I thought maybe we could talk a little bit about the GTA and what's going on in the GTA and all that kind of stuff. So, and obviously, if you guys have questions on any airgun topic, we'll do our best to answer them as best we possibly can. So, Travis,
yes, sir.
You've been here for a while. Tell us what's going on in your neck of the woods. What's cool? What you've been shooting that you can tell us about?
Well, let's see. What can I tell you about? Very little. I can tell you about, it's the same thing. Working on things for a company right now that's up and coming. They've been long-standing in the business, but on a different side of it. But anyway, so they got some stuff coming that's going to be pretty cool. So that's what I've been working on a lot. I have shot a bunch of the new AEA air guns that just came out. So I shot a bunch of those.
How'd you like them?
See them all back there on the wall back there? I got them all. I got all of them.
How do you like them?
They're great. There's some things I don't like, they don't have much adjustment to them. They're pretty much just set to full power. And
well, that's a great
I know you
because we're going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about that tonight. Go ahead.
Yeah, we'll go over that later in a later topic.
All right.
But yeah, so I've been doing a little bit of that, and of course I'm moving to Texas, so getting out of California here and going somewhere where I'm appreciated.
Well, I'm eager to hear about the AA guns. I think it would be fun for
good stuff.
We got a question, and I think this is a good one because this was mentioned before. And I'm gonna probably agree with Travis here with a caveat or two. Daniel is asking, so we're jumping some questions. We'll get back to
Sure. Yeah, I love the questions.
But Daniel is asking, why is it not a good idea to hand pump a regulated PCP?
Well, Daniel, inside of that gun is that regulator. And that regulator has a piston in it that moves up and down. And it's controlled by Belleville washers. that piston has to move precisely. So it regulates precisely. So if you're pumping that gun up by hand, it's also pumping water into there, because there's, I don't care what filters, what post filters, or what you do, there is no way you can get rid of all the moisture a hand pump produces, especially a hand pump. So pumping up a regulated gun is a no-no to me. I just tell anyone, if you're gonna buy a gun and you're gonna be hand pumping, don't get a regulated gun.
But Travis, what
Mhm.
about those hand pumps with a filter on the front of them? Don't they help? Like
Does it help? No.
No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't. You know, basically those are pre-filters.
Yeah.
So the idea there is it'll take the moisture out of the air before it gets into the pump, but it doesn't really work that way, because most of the moisture is compressed as you're compressing the air. It's also compressing the moisture down into droplets. So that's where the issue lies. So if you're going to
on the high pressure side,
so on the high pressure side, the not only are you compressing the air down, but you're also compressing the water molecules closer together, which turns them in, instead of being free floating, into liquid.
The other side of it is that you're heating it up, and when the air cools, that's when it can.
Yeah, and that's when a lot of condensation happens too. But
So-
that'll happen too with a scuba compressor or anything. But they do have, you know, like a scuba compressor has several stages of
proper one will have
You know.
multiple filters.
filters and water strippers and stuff. So they're much better at doing it. And even those still put water in your gun, just a lot.
Yeah, there is a scientific. So we got a question: the best gas Springer gas piston. We'll get to that here in a second. There's actually a test you can do that will measure how dry and how clean the air is. There's an actual scientific measure for that.
Yeah.
And when I was working with Comtech, I'm not in business anymore. We actually tested our compressors, and it was very clean and
Yeah.
very dry.
But you pay for that, right?
Well, you did. I mean, the compressor started about 3,000. So it really comes. You want multi-stage condensing towers, and then filtration. When you get, like, say, in a shop, you'll see, if you want dry air for like your automotive shop, they'll have an air conditioner dryer that runs it through this air sort of self-contained air conditioning system that actually dries the air out and strips the moisture out of it before it goes into the system. So that is how you would address air on the coming inside, but hand pumps don't have that option, and you wouldn't want to pay for it anyway.
I was going to show you something on that front, but
the point is that if this is where I agree, especially on a regulated gun, hand pumps are like a necessity just for a backup if you have nothing else.
power goes down.
And what's that?
Then, like when the power goes out,
Yeah, whatever.
nice to have one of those around.
So for the most, but you do want to be aware that using one may require that you have a lot more maintenance on your gun. So if you're not afraid to do the maintenance, hand pump all you want, but realize that you will create more maintenance for yourself with a hand pump. Same thing happens, just like Travis, same thing happens with the cheap compressors. They're really inexpensive, like the Young Hangs and all those. They're very dirty and very wet. The shoebox was horrible that way. You have to have filters on the high pressure side.
Yeah, on the pressure side.
Yeah, and
It works much better.
Yeah, and you're looking at like a good filter, maybe $300-400. So by the time you've got $400 into the compressor and another $300-400 into a filter, plus the bucket of water on the ground, you might as well just buy something that does it right out the gate. So
yeah, but you know, most people, you know, here's another thing though too. If you are hand pumping and you do have a regulated gun, if you shoot it a lot, it doesn't become much of an issue. It's only when you set them down and leave them, you know, setting with water in them for a while that it becomes a problem. But if you're hand pumping and shooting it daily, you probably won't run into that much of an issue. And another thing I do too, and I don't hear too many people talk about this, but I got silicone oil and I put some in the fill nipple.
Yeah.
And when I'm hand pump, every time I go to hand pump, I put a little few drops of silicone oil, and when I pump it up, it pushes the oil in too. And it has to be 100% pure silicone oil, by the way, nothing else. And that'll help lubricate the piston inside there for your regulator or whatever else you got. But I also do that with my compressor and everything.
Yeah, it's not a bad habit, especially like where we are is extraordinarily dry.
Yeah.
I mean, humidity over 20% is rare. I mean, in monsoon we'll get it, but I mean, 10, 11% is where we're usually sitting, which is very, very dry.
Yeah.
So the silicone makes a huge difference. So we've got some other questions here. Let me jump in here. Gentleman's asking, what's the best Springer gas piston? My personal opinion on that is going to be the Air Arms TX200 for a Springer. Just get your wallet out, buy it, you'll be happy. From there, you have the Wyrock like HW95 or the Beeman R9, and then you've got the HW97s. Any of the German or European Springers are going to be very, very good. The Chinese Springers or Turkish Springers, they're not as good. They're just not. I might get in trouble for saying that, but I mean, they're just not. They're also not the same cost either. I mean,
that's right.
You get a third the price, so
you get what you pay
for. Yeah. So that was one question. Let's see here.
You notice how I didn't answer it?
Yeah, water doesn't compress.
Nope, it doesn't.
Water doesn't compress,
it condenses.
but as it does condense, and I think that's what he was getting to. Let's see. Umarex is going to bring the 50 cal pistol. It's CO2 powered. It's in a lot of websites. I haven't seen where you can buy it here in the States. I don't know anything about that yet. I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it. So I don't have any information on that. Travis, is probably one of those projects you can't talk about. So we'll just skip it.
You know, but I am working on a big bore pistol. But I can't tell you who's making it. But
I got it.
Badass.
If you want a big multi-shot or just single shot?
Multi-shot, yeah.
All right. For Travis, what is that you have on the wall? I missed what you said. What guns did you have back there, Travis? I know what they are, but tell them.
I got all kinds of guns back there. So it just depends on what you're looking at, man.
Well, you were talking about the guns you just got in that you were going through.
Oh, I got a bunch of AEA guns that I got. Yeah, so I'm playing with all those. I got a bunch of everything back there. And I got a bunch of stuff in the other room that obviously we can't go in the secret room.
Yeah. Daniel's asking with regards to the hand pumping, how will it affect his origin that's not regulated?
Yeah, that's a great gun right there for hand pumping.
It is a good gun for hand pumping. And while not like a real filter, they do have some sort of at least particulate filter on the end of their pump, which is good. So
yeah, you really can't hurt that gun though. It's got aluminum air tube, all the parts inside are alloy.
It's great.
Nothing to really hurt. Hand pump the hell out of it.
So the guy's asking me, Rick, do you think we'll see lead-free slugs? Yeah, I think we will. And I
mean, the GMOs and all those.
Well, yeah, I mean, you've got the, when they get them to us, JSB's got their knockout slugs in the GTO sort of alloy. So
yeah,
I mean, I'm looking forward to that. I've got an Ottoman pistol in 22 that I'm itching to try the.
How are they getting the weight though? I mean, that's the thing. How do you get lead's very dense and heavy.
They've got their lead-free pellets are not super light. I mean, they're light, but they're not like the PBA ammo. So they've got some sort of secret sauce they're doing, which from a competition perspective, where the GTO pellets came into being is shooting programs were getting shut down in schools because they didn't want the lead. Right. And so they wanted not just a lead-free pellet, but competitive lead-free pellet. And that's where Predator International got with JSB, and they made the GTOs, which are every bit as accurate. Well, I mean, some people are going to argue that point. They are very competitive with lead.
Well, they should have their own category, right?
Well, I think more and more places are requiring lead-free, so they are the thing now. H&N has their variant of the match alloy, and I think Sig rebranded them for their semi-auto guns, which is also a very good pellet. But I believe, and I had the great opportunity. I was in Vermont, and there's a gentleman by the name of Joe Barofio, or the Barofio family there, and he has trained, I don't know how many shooters, starting with the BB Red Riders all the way up through Olympic competition guns. I mean, not just, I mean, maybe 40 or 50 years this guy has been doing this. And I got some of the GTOs sent to me, and he had a competitor that was there, and she shot her gun she was taking with her to college because she got a scholarship, a shooting scholarship. And she shot the GTOs, and while the point of impact was different than her lead pellets, the size of the group was the same. There was no difference in the accuracy. Once she could adjust her sights, she'd be just as accurate with the GTOs as she would be with the lead pellets. So that's why they created those. So it's kind of a cool thing. So will we see lead-free slugs? Yes. When? We'll see. But
probably soon.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about that, but I imagine it'd have to happen soon.
Yeah.
Sure.
So I got another question. Jonathan's asking me, what's the best compressor? And I guess between
How much money, Jonathan?
Well, he's got two he's mentioned. Air Venturi Nomad 2 or the Hill, hands down. Oh my God.
Oh, the Hill beats them all.
Not even a competition.
But it's twice as much.
No, it's not quite. It's almost, but not quite. If you're not filling bottles, the Hill, and your gun doesn't need 4,500 PSI, you want the Hill compressor. Just hands down, that's the one you want.
Yeah, that baby's built to last.
It is really, really nice. So
And
that's
it costs.
easy question.
Hey, Rick.
The guys asked another question already. We got a bunch of questions here, so
That's great. I love it.
Guys saying he removed the barrel shroud from his Kratos, whatever, and destroyed an O-ring at the end of the barrel. Will it be okay? Send us a picture. Send me a picture via email.
What did it say? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
He busted the O-ring at the end of his Kratos, whatever that is.
His Kratos, that's a Crossman product.
Yeah, is that the new Crossman?
Yeah.
I mean,
I think he's talking about the O-ring that goes in the end of the barrel for the probe to sit on.
No, I don't know.
It has to be.
It would be like maybe. Well, I need a picture, but you probably need to get the O-ring replaced. If you can,
it has to be replaced.
Go to Harbor Freight and get a bunch of samples and try and match something up that's close.
Yeah,
I'm thinking it could be when you take the shroud off. Sometimes there's that O-ring on the barrel, on the stripper. It could be that O-ring, right? I don't know.
Yeah, that'd be an easier one to replace.
Yeah. So that's what I'm thinking. But anyway. Yeah, I think that's the one he's missing. You do want to replace it because
you definitely want it. That's what centers the barrel and the shroud.
Brian saying rather than filling the gun with a pump directly, wouldn't using a tank be a way around the water issue if the tank is kept upright?
Yep.
Yeah.
Because then it condenses and sits in the bottom of the tank.
Yep. There you go.
And the air fills from the top of the tank.
Yep. So
That's
don't turn it upside down.
That's exactly how I do it, my man.
Yep.
And here's another thing too. Let me stop you before that. Every year, once a year, I do this. I bleed my tank dry and I dump out the water because water builds up in those SCBA tanks. And every year I make sure that thing is cleaned, put it all back together and fill it up again. But I probably do it twice a year, actually, now that I'm thinking about it.
Well, you use your tanks a lot.
I use my tanks a lot.
Yeah. It's like if you have a shop compressor, like a garage shop compressor, they have a petcock at the bottom. Why? To blow the water out.
Right.
Same thing.
Yep.
It's the same thing. Okay, so how do you like the AEA 357 Challenger, Travis? Have you shot that one?
It's right there on the top. Right there.
All right. How do you like it? You like it?
I like it a lot.
Okay.
The only thing I don't like is it it has a power adjuster that uses a screwdriver. You have to use a screwdriver to adjust it, which I think is silly as sin. And that's it. There's no hammer spring adjustment or anything else. So it has very limited adjustability. But if you're going for straight power, that's what it's set up for, and that's what she does. And it makes good. All the AEA guns make good power. They make really, yeah, they all make really good power.
Cool. So we got a question here. So I pumped my Avenger, looks like, for months before I got a compressor. Could that have caused my regulator to start leaking at 2000 psi? I just received my Avenger replacement Avenger 2 weeks ago. Could be. The other thing with the Avengers, the plenum O-rings, check those, because sometimes those will get hard and brittle, depending on what generation Avenger you have. They're easy to replace, but
the quality of the O-rings they use.
Yeah, so maybe some of the early ones weren't great, but I don't know that that's an issue anymore. But I don't know when you got yours. So.
Is he fixing it himself, or is he sending it somewhere to have it fixed?
He's already got his replacement. I guess he sent it in for the leak and got a replacement back.
Okay, yeah. Stop pumping it.
Yeah, but hand pumping a regulated gun.
No.
Yeah. So anyway, so we got another question here. Scope on a budget. They're talking about the Hawk Vantage or the UTG AccuShot Classic.
Neither one.
Okay, Travis.
I'm telling you the very best scope you can buy for the money, and it only costs $100, is a West Hunter scope, and you can get them on eBay, and they are fantastic. They make a first focal plane for $125 and a second focal plane for $99, and they are amazing for the money. It blows my mind, because I bought pretty much a bunch of them because I have so many guns and I don't want to spend $10,000 on scopes. So I bought a bunch of those, and that's what I use on almost everything. West Hunter scopes. Amazing. I don't know how they do it so cheap. I have no idea. 30mm tube, side focus, great glass, clear as a bell, half mil dot reticles, everything.
Sounds good. I think you showed me that scope. I think you had it on.
Yeah, I think I had it on something I brought over there.
Didn't you have it on your LCS or something?
Yeah, I had it on my LCS.
Yeah. By the way, you got from the expo, you took home a Sidewinder. No, a Frontier.
A Frontier, yeah.
How have you been using it?
I haven't been able to use it, but I have it mounted, and as soon as I get some free time, I can't wait to go shoot that. You know what else I got?
What'd you get?
By the way, and I can't wait to shoot it, is those 45 cal Evanix.
Oh, right.
The blah blah ones.
The Rexes.
The Rexes, man. No, I'm not a big bore guy. I don't like guns that cock like monsters and make loud noises and just all that rigmarole. But those guns cock easy. They're not super loud. They make crazy power, and they're light. I can't believe how light they are.
Did you get two from me? I'm trying to remember. Did you get the
you
pistol?
loaned me a pistol.
That's right.
And I bought a.
You bought the rifle. That's right.
I bought the rifle.
We did a nice little trade on the rifle. That was great.
Yeah, that rifle. That's the bee's knees right there. And it's the only gun I've ever shot that'll shoot a round ball straight.
I had somebody ask me about round ball. We're getting off topic just for a little bit here. We got more questions coming. That's all right. We'll try and get to them, everybody. I had a customer call me about the Evanix Sniper 50. Because I don't know if you've seen the Sniper mags, but they're 5-shot magazine, but they use a metal spring to hold the ammo in place. If your bullet has like a sharp gas check on it, which my 185s and my 210s they won't cycle. They get hung up on that metal spring. So really the only thing I found that I have in stock, I know Nielsen probably has some stuff that works fine, but is the Hunter Supply round ball. Well, you don't think round ball is accurate. Son of a gun. Not only at 50 yards, you can put pretty near every shot touch it. But at 100 yards, I can drop every shot on the gong at 100 yards with a round ball.
That's a 4x4, right? 4x4, 4 inches. By
It might have been the 8-inch gong. You know, it is 100 yards, but
yeah. I mean,
but
round
I mean,
balls at that far is crazy anyway.
yeah, I mean, it is.
I was super
Impressive.
surprised though. At 50 yards, I could
Yeah.
touch all the shots together with a round ball out of that Evanix Rex. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
Never had one that shot even close to that
Yeah.
with a round ball.
Those barrels really like round ball. Everybody
I don't
wants
know what
to
it
go all
is,
this
man.
fancy stuff. They want to go all this fancy
No.
stuff.
It doesn't have a ton of recoil either.
No, it's just not with the round ball because it's only 177 grain or
Yeah,
167 grain for the 40.
going 1,000 feet per second too.
It's moving.
It's moving it.
Fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Somebody said we need a PCP revolver. Well, that's hard to do. Here's the problem, and here people don't think of this. If you guys probably remember the Mac 35 or maybe the Modoc, which is some variants of the old Brokaw cartridges, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Travis, you're an engineer.
Yes, sir.
In an airgun,
Mhm.
the most sensitive part that needs to be as consistent as possible, I would say, is the valve. Would you say that's correct?
Yeah, yeah,
Let's
I
say
mean,
not regulate. We're talking an unregulated gun.
an unregulated gun. Yeah, I was going to say the regulator needs to be the most.
But the valve, if the valve is off or not consistent, you're not going to have consistent shots, right?
Yeah, and then the barrel too. But it all has to work together.
Hold on, stay with me here. We're talking about
trying to stay with you.
The pneumatic features of the gun. When you're machining the parts, what's some of the most difficult things to make sure are right?
Sealing the poppet to the valve can be difficult.
The valve.
Yeah.
All of those little bits and pieces that work properly, right?
Right.
So in an air gun, typical PCP, you got one valve. When you go to a cartridge gun, every cartridge is a valve.
Right.
So now you're talking about precision on every single little cartridge having to be perfect.
Right.
That's why those guns don't work.
And here's the thing, and you can't do it any other way because otherwise it wouldn't look like a pistol, right? Because you need volume, you need to have air, you need to have some kind of volume. Otherwise, it's a one-shot gun. So
Right.
really, what's the use of that?
Yeah.
So otherwise, you got to have a big old tank on it. And it's no longer a pistol. So you need to go to the cartridge system. There's also another. I don't even want to talk about that, but. There's other ways to do it,
but the reason, because if you look, you can do that, but are you willing to spend $200 per cartridge because the engineering has to be so good for each cartridge? And so, I mean, you could do it, but then if you're looking at pistol, if you've got a little pistol cartridge, how much volume are you going to have, Travis, to actually push anything?
No, but they don't use volume; they use high pressure.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. So that overcomes volume.
Yeah, but then that opens up other issues like needing to go to 5,000 PSI or 6,000 PSI.
There's no easy answer.
Right. So that's why there aren't. And look, if it was easy to do,
everyone would have done it.
People would have done it already.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's difficult because, you need high pressure because you have such a short barrel to make any kind of power.
Yep.
And then you got to have a way of storing that high pressure somewhere on the gun where it's not overloading it and making it, not a pistol anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's some other ways, but.
Let's see, Jonathan from. Okay, yeah, that's true. Oh wow. Okay, so I got to catch up here.
Cool.
Possibility of a fall expo coming.
That's what we're talking about next year, aren't we, Rick?
I think I think we'll probably do a spring and fall next year. I think this fall,
no chance.
I think it's going to be too much to try and do it now. One is we're still look. I love the expo. I think it's great. I think it presented a ton of value for you guys out there as viewers. But it has to demonstrate value to the sponsors,
Right.
or
They're paying
we
for
can't
it.
do it right. So I think we have to give it time to season, and get some views and traffic, work out our processes, so that we can replicate it, and do better. I mean, we had audio inconsistencies, and we will do better next time.
Yeah, first time. And the other thing too is we got to get numbers together. We got to see how many views, how many, how much.
That's the numbers. We got to get those together. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So all that has to be compiled, and it's a lot of information that we still need to get together, and that'll determine if it's a once a year thing or a twice a year thing.
Yeah, and I think my goal for you guys out there watching, and you can help us with this if you would like, and we would like you to. One is we're getting ready to re-release all the videos on the GTA edited, so we kind of address some of the audio issues. If you're not joined to the GTA YouTube page, please do. And binge watch over the weekend some episodes, and tell your friends to watch them and that kind of thing. That's going to help. Because as we go forward, that's probably really going to be the platform we use for such things, is the GTA. And if you're not a member of the GTA, please go to gatewaytoairguns.org. Yeah, I got one too. Isn't that cool?
I see that. That's a nice hat right there.
This is a very nice hat. Yeah, I got my shirt on. There it is. So please join those and help support. Just joining helps, because
the viewership.
It does. It really, so that would be helpful. And then what I'd like to see is that we had a lot of big players in the industry at this last show, which is great. And I thank you for all you guys. It's great.
How wonderful was that?
It was awesome. I'm wondering if we can broaden to a lot. Maybe we can have 40 small players instead of 15 big players. I don't know. I mean, I think it would be really nice to have a lot of things you guys don't normally see. And obviously I'd love to have Airguns of Arizona's back, Predator National, Umarex, Gammo,
Utah,
Pyramid Air, Utah, everybody that Calvin, all these guys that were there. I would love to have everybody back, but I'd also like to see us get some of the smaller players.
Let's have our audience, you guys watching. If you want someone there, send them an email. Say, hey, please be a part of the Airgun Expo.
Yeah, I think that would really help us out. And the website's
awesome. We'll say, yeah, come on up, man.
The website's up in there. It's going to stay up in there, and so we're going to just build on that present. So we would love to do. I would love to do 2 a year. I think that's doable.
It's doable. It's a lot of work, though.
Yeah, it's still going. It's still work ongoing.
Yes, I mean, there's a lot of work beforehand, and there's twice as much after.
Let's see. Yeah.
So it's a big to do.
I don't know anything about bans on airsoft and BB guns. I'll leave that to somebody else. Okay, so Josh was asking some questions about that scope. Do the turrets track well? In other words, can they go back?
Yeah, I boxed it out. That was the first thing I did. I box tested it. Cool. Which is, you turn your turrets into 4 different locations. Click, 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 click. If you don't know what a box test is, just get on YouTube and look at how to box test.
Hey, Angie's up here. Hi, Angie.
What's happening, Ange?
Martin's saying, has Walther stopped making springers altogether? I don't know. Actually, I hope not. They made some great ones. You still got a Walther Paris, don't you, Travis?
Yeah, I got a brand new one. Never shot it.
You're gonna put that one up for sale. I've got a.
Well, I'm not gonna sell it. What I'm going to do, and this is one of the things we need to talk about, is the long-term place for their GTA fun shoot.
Yeah.
So there's going to be some fundraising going on, and that's going to go into the fundraising kitty.
Cool. Hey, I like it.
A bunch of stuff that's going to go into that fundraising kitty for the GTA fun shoot. We're going to build a big, I don't want to call it a facility. What would you call it? It's a shooting bay, I guess.
I think it's basically we want to create a functional, safe shooting range.
Yeah, it's a
shooting. We need that.
covered and
Yeah.
benches are made inside, and fans and stuff to keep you cool, and
Yeah. So I know that it is to rent time at a municipal range, or to, have something that's just you go and have to make use of once or twice a year could be a bit of a pain. I've got 20 acres of land here with lots of land adjacent, where people can come and coyote camp if they want. And then if we have a good range that can have maybe 6 or 8 lanes, and I think we can push it to 150 yards without a problem, then I think we would have a really nice facility that was not only open to the GTA for the fun shoots, and I think we could do a couple of those a year too, maybe correspond with the expo kind of a thing. Might be kind of fun.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. And I just thought of this while we were talking about that. It'd be fun to do it right after the expo, so we have all those products there.
That's what I was thinking too. And then that would be really cool. And then people that wanted to come out could actually put their hands on those guns, which would be
How fun would that be?
very, very
get
cool.
to come out and shoot all of the brand new guns that are on the market for free.
Yeah, that would be, I think, the only place in the country, maybe in the world, that you could do such a thing.
Yeah.
On a regular basis, and just have that twice a year would be pretty legitly awesome.
Yeah, it'd be awesome.
So I think that's something we're looking to build into, and we've got a lot of construction that needs to be done. We got to pour slab and build the building and push the range out and all that kind of fun stuff. So thousands upon thousands of dollars of investment.
It's going to be expensive, but I think with our contacts and the membership, the GTA, we could probably make it happen.
Well, I think the other side of it is that GTN members that are passing through and want to come shoot are always welcome, and the community as a whole. I mean, I want to see airgunning as a sport grow, not shrink. So having a place that's dedicated to that purpose. Granted, if you guys ever come visit, you're going to see that you got to really want to come out to the ranch.
They should probably follow me. They just follow me out there.
Don't follow Travis. Do not follow Travis. Maybe now they could follow you, but man, no, that week was bad.
Oh man.
So
we don't even want to get into that story.
Yeah. All right. So another question here. One more last question. Why do all the airgun companies not put fixed sights on their guns? I'm an avid fixed sight shooter and I feel I'm being let down. Well, a lot of them still do, but you're right, most don't, because 99.5% of the people are going to scope it. That's just the way it is.
Yep, things are changing.
Yeah, most people are going to scope it.
Yeah, and they're going to build it for the masses.
Yeah, they are. Now, what would be really nice is for a company, and this would be what I've seen specifically since COVID and all this stuff happened, and availability, and people had to get creative to pay the bills. But how difficult would it be for a company that does a machine shop, let's just say, create a clamp-on sight? I mean, we have flip-up sights for our ARs. What about a clamp-on sight for the back, and then something that could adjust for the size of the shroud up front, that you could actually mount your own sights on a gun and then do something? The front sight would need to be adjustable for height so that it could match up properly to the rear. But realistically, I mean, that's a perfect niche for a company to come in and fill that need. And then everybody that wanted to have open sights in their gun, shrouded or otherwise, could do so pretty easily. You just need to have that way to mount it to the front, which is the sticky point. Travis is going to go get something.
Let the dog out.
No, I thought you were going to go turn the lathe on and then we'll see in about 30 minutes you'd built it. So anyway, let's see.
The old dog got to get out.
I'll tell you that I'm going to be working on a gun, and I've reviewed it before, but I really like it. And this is going to be like if you wanted a backyard target gun and light pesting like rabbits and squirrels, and you didn't want PCP, but you wanted enough power and accuracy without having to learn how to shoot a Springer, I'm going to be looking again at the Umarex 850 M2, which is essentially the Hammerly 850. That gun comes with really nice open sights. So it's bolt action, 8-shot magazine, CO2 powered, but it gets 9-10 foot-pounds, which is enough. It's enough for small game. And it's ridiculously accurate, made in Germany, really nice gun. It's, going to cost what a German gun costs.
Sure.
But it is, when you pick it up and shoot it and feel it, this is not from China.
So let me ask you, Rick, you wear glasses, I wear glasses.
Yep.
A lot of people wear glasses. How do you, when you're shooting open sight gun, do you find it difficult because you wear
horribly difficult?
Yep. And there's another reason why people don't make guns with open sights, because the largest purchasers of air rifles are older men, 40 on up. They're the biggest part of the pie, and a lot of them wear glasses.
Yeah.
And wearing glasses and shooting open sights is pretty damn hard.
Yeah. Yep, that's true. Let's see. More questions here.
Excellent.
Yes. Okay, hold on. I gotta catch up. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, well, Josh was talking about he's glad we're looking to do the expo regularly, and I really am looking to do the expo regularly. So we are going to need people's help to really just keep the thing going, because it's really eyeballs that watch it that justify sponsors coming. So the more you guys can help us, the better off we'll be.
And it's a real positive experience. There was no negativity. There was, no bad mouthing or any of that I could see anywhere. So it's a real positive experience so far, and it makes you want to do it again.
So we got a question, and I mean, Gamble asked, the guys asked, is Gamble still going to do the squirrel hunt? I don't know their plans. I know this last year it was canceled because of COVID. They also canceled the Daisy Nationals, which had been running for 50 years some straight. So
unbelievable, huh?
Yeah. So I would imagine a lot of things will start kicking into gear. I know SHOT Shows. I'm already getting emails for SHOT Show, and I'm on the fence whether or not I'm going to go to SHOT Show.
I'm going to go. I'm not going to miss out, but I already had COVID, so.
Well, you're going to go because you have somebody paying you to go.
Yeah, that's true.
For me, it's thousands upon thousands of dollars. True. 10,000, at least 10 grand for me.
It's expensive, man. It's expensive, and I got an in, so that's great. But
yeah, and that's that. I cover those costs out of my pocket. So
yeah, it's a pricey deal. Being that, staying in Vegas for a week is not cheap.
So let's see.
Especially when you have to go out and eat with Joe every night.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see.
Costs a lot of money. The boy can eat.
I'm just looking through any more questions. Let me scroll down here. He's saying, I think we're scaring people on the hand pumping. Look, there are better ways.
Hand pump a lot of guns.
Yeah, I mean, just be aware it does increase the service and maintenance that you have on your gun. That's all.
And if you're a person that doesn't work on your own stuff, you're one of these guys that buys it and just shoots it, don't do it then. If you're a guy, who likes to tinker and play with stuff and has, and you feel comfortable about taking things apart, then have at it.
One of the things he mentioned here about Umarex himself told me hand pump would hurt the gauntlet in any way. I'd be curious who you talk to at Umarex. But yeah, because the gauntlet being regulated, when will it cause a problem? I don't know. I'll tell you that I hand pumped my Marauder for the longest time, and I took it apart because I had to service it, and the entire inside of the tube was all pitted and nasty.
Yep.
And it had
tons of times.
So now I lived in South Carolina. So if you're hand pumping in South Carolina, may be very different than if you're hand pumping in like Havasu City, Arizona, or
Right.
El Paso, Texas. So
Right.
it geographically may really make a difference. If you're in a very hot and humid environment, you may see that you accelerate the need for service far faster than if you're in um,
El Paso, Texas,
El Paso, Texas, drier environment. And look,
where it's
I
dry.
get that people don't like to hear that cheap compressor could cause problems, but I'm not going to tell you that it's not going to, because it could.
Yeah.
Okay. There's a reason that scuba shops don't use a $300 compressor to fill dive bottles. They use a $7,000 or $10,000 compressor because it's got to be very clean and very dry. And the cleaner, drier you can get for your air gun, the better your air guns are going to like it.
Right.
Period. Plain and simple. I know that's not popular. Doesn't matter. It needs to be the truth.
The way it is, though.
It
You know
is.
what? You know what does help, though. I'll tell you on the hand pumps. If you get one of those cheap, I guess you'd use the word cheap, inexpensive filters with the tampon
Yeah,
in the middle, that really does help.
does help. Yeah.
And that tampon soaks up a lot of water, and it's on the high pressure side where the water is condensed, into droplets.
Yeah.
So that will help a ton better than putting something pre pump.
Filter on the high pressure side, it'll help. It makes a huge difference. It's why all of those inexpensive compressors really should come with even the little tiny little filter. It's $15-$20 on eBay or eBay, Amazon, whatever.
Hey, but remember that story we heard about that filter coming apart?
Really, what happened with that?
Blew that guy's fingers all off.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. So cheap is another way. Make sure you're buying from a quality place, I guess, too. So
Let's see. Okay.
maybe you didn't hear the story. I'll have to tell you.
I
The story.
did. Tell me later. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see.
It's not worth freaking people
And
out.
here's a guy. I've been looking for a Walther LGU. Oh,
There you go.
What a beautiful gun.
Yeah,
If they've been discontinued, I'll be very sad, but it could be. I could ask my folks at Walther and see what's going on with that. I haven't asked them directly. But man, Walther, I have the Walther LGV, which granted is an $800 brake barrel, which is kind of
crazy.
But you shot it.
Yeah, I was surprised.
Really nice.
Yeah. And I hate brake barrels.
Yeah, that gun is.
But that gun was all right.
I got to do a video of that gun. I haven't done one in a while, but I got to pull that out because it is freaking awesome. In 177 too.
That's quality and know-how. Sure, trumps cheap.
Yeah.
Cheap.
Yeah.
Quick.
So guys asked me, am I still considering doing a 4-rifle comparison on $200 magazine-fed brake barrels? I would. I'm having a dickens of a time getting certain guns that I need for that comparison. Well, I'm going to leave it at that.
And pellets too.
Well, I have pellets. I actually just got a shipment of pellets. Yay! I got like 4 cases of 18-13s and 4 cases of 25. So
Good.
we got a few pellets back. Let's see. When is someone going to make an AK brake barrel? I don't know. Maybe. Let's see. I broke my 3rd hand pump. I purchased a quality compressor. Yep. So the 850M2 is a CO2 gun. Yes, it's gorgeous. I'm looking forward to that video again. Have you heard of the Scuba Ringer pistol? No, I have not.
Of the what?
The Scuba Ringer pistol. It's a pre-charged 2-shot pistol with burst discs.
Never heard of it.
Oh, no.
Surprising. It must be really rare.
Yeah, and Joshua, here's a very, very good point. Nothing lasts forever. At some point, it's going to need service. So he says, folks need to understand that every air rifle will fail at some point. It's just a reality.
Absolutely.
Unlike a 100-year-old wood and blue flawless working rifle, we're working with rubber rings and H2O. Yeah, I mean, air guns have a lot of stress points. They will need work. They will need maintenance. It's a part of the sport. So just the way it is.
It's just the way it is. Just like a car.
Ain't it great? Ain't it great, Rick? Your live show is getting hard to keep up with. Yes, it's tough to keep up the comments, but just keep them going. I'll do the best I can. So Nick's asking, can you suggest a compressor? Yeah, I mean, I would say go to, let me pull this up. I'm going to put this, Travis, talk for a minute because I'm
All
gonna
right. So when he's saying what compressor would we suggest? That's based on how much money you want to spend, as far as I'm concerned. Because if you're going to ask me which one, I'm going to get a compact, or or a $6,000 compressor. That's what I'm going to recommend if you can buy anything.
Yep.
But so we have to determine what the budget is, and then give you a recommendation. So tell me, what is your budget, my friend? And then we will give you our best recommendation in that budget.
So I did a series. I took 5 of the most common to me personal compressors, and what I was looking at was something that was really designed to fill your gun.
Just your gun?
Just your gun, not bottles.
Yeah.
Specifically. And so I did.
Do a really good job.
I did, and I just put it up there. It's the Modern Airgunner channel, which I've got to put more content on. But I looked at the JTS, the Ready Air, the Airgun Curry, the Nomad 2, Trail Charger, and the Hill.
And I went through, no young hen?
No, because I purposely needed to be portable, and I don't consider carrying around a 5-gallon bucket of water portable.
No.
So for $800, Nick, probably the JTS is what I'm going to recommend you. Don't try and fill bottles with it. Just my personal opinion.
Yeah, none of them
gun.
None of them
You're going to be happy with
bottle.
it. Get a little filter on the end of it, $15, $20, whatever.
Yeah,
and change your oil regularly, and you'll be fine. So let's see. The Daystate is a great compressor. For
the money.
For $2,000.
Yeah, $2,000.
Really
fill up bottles.
Yeah, that's a great compressor.
And you can fill bottles with it.
Yeah.
And you can get it where it runs on 110 house current.
Yeah.
Or 220. So yeah, I think, for the money, if you're going to fill bottles, that Daystate is probably number 1 on my list.
I agree. The Daystate for the money is better than
get that at AOA.
Curry and the others. I mean, they have, those are 2-piston imported from China compressors with water cooling, and look, they
weren't designed originally to be scuba compressors or high press. They had another purpose in life that they used that motor for and turned it into. Whereas the Daystate is built from the ground up to be a high piston.
It is a scuba compressor minus the scuba breathing.
Yeah, exactly. It's a scuba compressor minus the breathing air.
And they reduced the horsepower, like on the 110, they reduced the horsepower, so it's 1 CFM instead of 3, which means it'll last longer. It just quiet. Slower, and it's very quiet. Daystate,
air cooled.
Yeah. Here's the problem with a water cooled compressor. I took one to Indiana in the winter. Bad idea.
Oh no.
I had a frozen block. Yeah.
Oh boy.
And it blew out the didn't damage the radiator, fortunately, but it blew out the all the O-rings on the piston.
Oh yeah. Oh boy.
It was a mess.
Yeah.
Let's see. Hey there, Leafy. I don't understand your question. Maybe you can rewrite that and I can understand a little bit better, but I don't quite get it. The hill does not reach 4,500. Unfortunately, it goes to
close.
Far, so it's 4,350.
4,350. Close enough for me.
Yeah, the Hill compressor. Look, if you guys want a personal compressor to sit on your bench, the Hill.
Yeah, baby.
Hill. And if you ask me again, it's gonna be the Hill.
Yeah,
it's just really good.
What do they run? They about $1,000 or
1,200.
1,200.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're worth every bit of that.
They are. And I did.
I don't have one. You know that? I don't have one of those.
It's a shame.
I got like 15 compressors though, so it's not like I need another one.
Like you, yeah. By the way, I still got the pick. Oh, can you use on a personal note? Can you make do with a 220 compressor versus a 110?
Yes,
Can you wire something up for 220?
but single phase, right?
Yeah, single phase 220.
Yeah. I can wire it up.
Because I've got a compressor for you, and
Great.
that I can ship UPS and not have to.
Right. That's
So
going to go down to the factory.
we'll talk about that later. But yes,
Yeah,
I have something.
another day.
Let's see. Oh, more questions. We got Marlins took an old Diana
questions.
34 with a bushel scope, long impact through the youth target shoot. Surprisingly, they love the RWS.
Hey, Rick, pull your microphone closer to you.
I'm sorry, I'm leaning back too far.
Yeah,
right?
I'm having a hard time hearing you, buddy.
I apologize.
I've got old ears.
Well, it's just me being lazy. So let me zoom out just a bit. There you go. Is that better?
Yep, it's much better.
Okay. Let's see. I have no experience with the Benjamin compressors or the hot sonic compressors, so I can't give you any information on those.
What's he want to know?
Do you have any reliable feedback on the Benjamin Traveler Gen 2?
All of those compressors, and I don't want to throw anyone under the bus, run at a ridiculously high RPM and they get hot. I'm not going to tell you who's and which, but pretty much most of them.
Yeah. Let's see.
So look for one with gear reduction that uses gear reduction to slow it down so it's not spinning,
So fast.
5,000 RPM, building a lot of heat, which also builds condensation, which also puts water in your gun.
Here's what the higher end compressors do. The Comtech did it. Can't talk about Comtech, they're out of business. Alkin does it. Okay.
Comtech's out of business?
Yeah. It's a shame.
God, wait, man, they made a great compressor.
I know. I have one. It's a 220. It may be coming to you. I have all the spare parts. You're fine. This is what Alkin does. So, and I get it. Alkin's $3,000. Fine. I know it's out of most people's budgets until you've bought 2 or 3 cheap compressors and realize you just bought the Alkin. They have feet of coils that go from the 3rd stage or the 4th stage, the final stage, we'll say, to the first condensing tower. So if you touch the top of that coil, it's hot, like burn you hot.
Yeah.
By the time it gets to the bottom, the air is already cool.
Yep.
So you're never outputting into your bottle air that's ever more than 5 or 10 degrees over ambient. Okay, so these other compressors that don't cool the air first before they put it in your gun, you're putting hot air into your bottle or hot air into your gun. So that's where you still don't deal with the condensation issue.
Yeah.
Or if you have a compressor that's condensing it, or you have additional towers that cool and condense it before it goes to your gun, that's where you save yourself that moisture getting into your gun or your bottle. So the higher end units do that. So if you look at all the lower end, the Young Hangs, all the cheap stuff, they go right from the final stage right into this filter and then out to your gun. There's no place for that air to cool. So if you take the temperature of that air, it's hot.
Yeah, it's super hot.
So that's where I'm telling you, these higher end units, if you can swing it, you'll be happier for it.
Yeah, save your money. That's what I say. Don't be impatient. Save your money.
Okay, thank you. I got the guy's question now. We bought 2 new air rifles and we never used them. Then yet is it okay to still use them? Bought new and never shot them. Been a year, still in the boxes. Sorry for my spelling.
If they hold air still, yeah.
Yeah, they're talking spring guns. Go for it.
Oh, they're spring guns?
Yeah.
Yeah. Gee, they can set forever, can't they?
Pretty much. Unless it's the gas rim guns will go flat. That's why I like a Springer versus a gas rim gun. That's okay. Shoot them, have fun, enjoy them. How much air should I leave in my PCP when storing it? Leave it full.
Yeah.
Fill it up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Unless you're hand pumping it. And then leave it dry.
Yeah. Oh, your O-rings dry out. We're going to move on. All right. I have a topic. All right. And you know what? We've been on for an hour.
Wow. That's cool. Man, that went by fast, didn't it?
Yeah, I didn't get to talk about my topic.
Well, we can move it. We could keep it up a little bit longer, can't we?
I've got a meeting. I got to go. I got a
Oh.
men's fellowship meeting here coming up. So
Okay. Well, we're just gonna have to wait.
I'm gonna do a couple things before we go. It's like 2 minutes, maybe 3. I mentioned earlier that yeah, I know. I mentioned earlier that Evanix they changed things up. I didn't talk about this before, but I was the U.S. distributor for Evanix for a couple years, and we changed things up, and I'm really happy for the change. So now you've got a couple U.S. dealers. I'm one of the dealers. The beautiful thing is that as the distributor, I was working with Evanix. They shipped me what they wanted me to sell, whether I thought it was going to sell or not. So I had zero really input at the first order. After the first order, I had input, but I really was at I worked for them essentially to sell what they wanted to sell in the U.S. And, we had some success. We had some less than success. But the dealer, the way the dealer thing works is that we as dealers, we get to actually buy what we want to sell. And so that dynamic has changed. So now, most recently with Evanix, I was able to bring back the Max ML, which is just a side lever, traditional, not semi-auto, but it's a traditional side lever bullpup.
Very reliable.
It goes from 177 to 50. So we have a bunch of those in stock yet still in the pro shop, and I'm going to be updating the website here to get all the inventory updated. We brought back the Sniper, and it's a newer version of the Sniper. Both the Max ML and the Sniper have a better valve, so they're generating, like say the Sniper's doing another 30 to 40 foot-pounds than it was previously, which is significant, which is great. So we've got some really cool things going on with Evanix, and I was talking with Mr. Lee earlier, and it looks like we're going to get on a nice cycle where we're going to bring in some Rex products this month, and then in a month and 2 months, we'll bring in the Max ML Snipers, maybe the Rainstorm 2s back again. Some of the old things that everybody really liked from them, we're going to be able to have these different models cycling through. So if there's something in particular Evanix related that you always wanted, and I'm not looking, the battery powered semi-auto, we're not doing those. And we're going to kind of steer away from some of the semi-auto stuff, although we still have some, and they're all updated and working great. I'm going to do some work with the 30s again because they're just awesome. But we're really going to focus on like the Rex pistol, Rex rifle, different calibers.
Boy, those are good guns right there.
Yeah. So I think we're going to have a lot of fun with Evanix, but I want to encourage you, go back, and I've updated the site somewhat. So Airgun Pro Shop, go to the Evanix thing. We've got some cool stuff there. So I'm going to save my topic because I was going to talk about the fun rivalry between the Gauntlet 2 and the Avenger, but we're going to save that till maybe next time you and I get together, Travis.
Yep. Let's do that. We got a lot of things to cover. I mean, you just can't
do
it. You can't do it in an hour.
You guys are just crushing us with questions, which is great, man. This is awesome, and
we appreciate it too.
I can't let this question go. I got to answer this one because it's one of my favorite guns.
Whose question is it?
Bigfoot's asking, what's your opinion about the 25 cal Eagle Claw? Love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. It is the next reasonable evolution of the Sumatra, as far as I'm concerned. I love it. Does it produce as much power? No.
Nope.
Is it more ergonomically friendly? Yes. Is it quieter? Yes. I love the Eagle Claw. So easy on that. Easy answer on that one. I guess that's it. Happy to answer everyone's questions. Anything you want to throw in there before we wrap it up, Travis?
Well, you are disconnected there for a while. I don't think people heard you about the Eagle Claw.
What?
No, you went. Yeah. So they didn't hear anything that you said about the Eagle Claw.
Eagle Claw is awesome. I'll leave it at that.
It is. It really is.
Like that gun.
Yeah, it's kind of a detuned version of the old Eagle Claw.
Just a little bit, just a teeny bit though.
Actually, you know, when I shot it, I was surprised because it's a lot quieter than the old Eagle Claw.
Yeah, it's got a shrouded barrel, and I bet
Yeah,
you can
a
be good with
lot
Don
quieter.
FL.
I didn't think it was doing what it was doing until we chronographed it. So that was nice. That was really nice.
Yeah, if your Sumatras broke down again, look at the Eagle Claw. Really, really nice gun. It's just a really solid gun. Love it.
Yeah, for real.
All right, guys. That's it. Thank you guys for joining us. Please
Thanks, people.
like, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. Go to Gateway Airguns. Please join the website. We're going to be doing some very cool stuff there, guys. Very, very cool.
Yeah, we got events happening. We've got, you know, we got a lot of things happening, but you got to be there to know about them.
Exclusive content.
Exclusive content.
Contests. Fun stuff.
All kinds of stuff. Yeah.
All right, guys. That's it. See you guys. Have a great evening.
Have a great night.